Today we're fixing a keyless controller with part number 6678684. This is for the Bobcat mini excavators, and unfortunately right now we cannot turn it on. The enter code or any of the buttons on this side are not working. So let's open it up and see what's going on. The first thing I'm going to notice is we only have 2 screws. So it looks like someone's been in here before. And it definitely looks like someone's worked in this area. I'm also noticing a screw over here and a screw over here, which they're not supposed to be. So let's remove those. Okay, and I just noticed a little bit more damage to the board, so let's switch over to the microscope to take a closer look. This is where the screw was that I just removed, and I noticed right over here we have a resistor, and it looks damaged. And if we scooch over here, it definitely looks like someone's worked in this area. Let's try to clean it up a little bit. And it looks like we have a missing pad here and a missing pad over here as well. So next we're going to do some voltage check to make sure that our 12 volts is actually reaching the buttons. My 12 volt line is going to be the top line over here, and I do have my 12 volts. And next I have my lead on pin 3, and I'm going to be pressing the button for the codes, the ignition essentially, and I'm not getting our 12 volts. So that does confirm further that the voltage is coming in. As I press my button, the voltage is not being outputted. So the button must be defective and needs to be replaced. So the customer already did disconnect our lights over here. We're going to disconnect the actual buttons, these guys over here as well. We'll remove the circuit board. And we do have a brand new set of replacement buttons that we're going to install. But before we do that, I just installed our new buttons, and we're going to make sure that that's going to resolve our issue. And look at that. I'm able to get it to power on now. Go ahead and press stop. And there we go. So that's our final confirmation. That tells us that once we replace those buttons, the unit should be working. However, we did have that damaged tampered resistor that was removed with both of the pads also gone. We'll take a closer look at that, I think, a little bit later. We'll put this over to the side. Next, we're going to remove the original keypad. For that process, we're going to go ahead and use hot air, and we're just going to warm it up so that we can loosen up the adhesive. And I'm going to use an X-Acto blade here to get under it. And there we go. So right now we're just removing that top sticker. And below that is a plastic membrane that we're going to want to hold on to. So we have 2 parts here. We have the actual connector, and we have then the lights. And you know what? The customer actually already broke half of these, and we're not going to be reusing it anyway, so I'm just going to cut it off. And all that is just to give a little bit of backlight to the buttons at night. And I have a little residual adhesive that I'm going to try and remove while it's still warm. And so we have a nice clean surface here. We're going to separate out that plastic, and we're going to hold on to this. Next, we're going to remove the adhesive protector on our new buttons. And we're going to do our best to line up the piece of plastic. And it's not quite right, so let's make our adjustments now. It's just about 1 millimeter offset. Okay, and I think that's actually pretty good right now. And then we have another protective film on the perimeter. If you have a controller base that you would like to send in for us to fix, we do offer flat rate services, which come with a 1-year warranty. Those are available on our website, which I'll link in the description down below. We also have these buttons available for sale on our website, and links for that will also be in the description below. So we really want to make sure we line this up right. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah, that looks really good. Now the buttons on the other side are in good condition, and I do believe they work, but we also have replacement buttons, and because these guys just failed, it's very likely that these are wearing out about the same and will need to be replaced soon, so we're just going to go ahead and preemptively replace them. That part we'll do off screen. Okay, this is our final product. Buttons look great. Let's go ahead and install the board. All these types of button assemblies with ribbons are very fragile, so you do want to be careful when manipulating them. Let's see, do we have our 12 volts incoming? We do. My third pin here is my ignition, and when I press the button, look at that, we have 11.9 volts coming through, whereas before we did not. And of course, I just saw my light come on. If we flip the board over, of course, everything looks to be working. My lights are working, hydraulic, jobs, RPM is working. If I press my auxiliary hydraulic, it doesn't look like it's working because I don't have everything hooked in, but we can still do the same test. And the top button is the third pin. So if I press it, I should get my 12 volts and we get our 12 volts to come through. Letting it go, pressing it in, letting it go, pressing it in. Now, technically, we have repaired the original issue that the customer was experiencing. However, as we noticed at the beginning, there was tampering, and I'm sure there's more issues somewhere else that I haven't noticed yet that will need to be addressed. For the purposes of this video, we're gonna cut it short here. I'm gonna do the rest off screen because it's gonna be a little bit more involved. But if you found the video helpful or useful, make sure to leave us a like, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.